Earth to the Third Power presents Fools Who Ride. The Dreamstone, Part 10.
Hello, my fellow dungeon dwellers. It is I, Mike the Birdman Dodd, from ThisWeekInGeek.net, and of course, Nerds of the Third's podcast, Fools Who Ride, the actual play D&D podcast that you are listening to right now on your device of choice, be it your iPod, who the hell uses those, iPhone, Android device, computer, or perhaps Psychic Link with a Mind Flayer or Ithian. So yes, I am joined around the table from my trio of adventurers as we go through the world of the Forgotten Realms, Faerun. I am joined around the table by the anime goddess herself.
Hi guys, I'm the Cat, and I am playing a level 3 human plague doctor cleric called Lenore Longfellow.
And of course, it would not be Nerds of the Third Power without our favorite English lass.
Hi, it's Skyblaze, and I am playing a female High Elf Paladin, also at level 3, called Alisaria Sunshadow.
And finally, to round things out, as he likes to often refer to himself as the Master of Ceremonies, or an MC who can't indeed drop a rhyme.
Dr. Gonzo, and I'm playing a human knight named Marcus Hawk.
So yes, guys, we are finding ourselves yet again in the Shroud Forest, I believe is what I called it. Either way, it's just outside of Cambridge, where Clovis's lair has indeed been found and an army of the undead has been gathering. However, they find themselves perched away from the entrance of the lair and have noticed a rusting gorgon that just seems to be sleeping there in the driving rain. Also, there are several creatures surrounding the area, which don't seem to be paying our adventurers any mind. So we begin our adventure as, you guys are sitting probably a couple of 100 feet away. You can see this, as I think it was Marcus last time used his spyglass.
Yep.
To take a look at the gorgon. And you just see this huge creature with like rusted plates. It looks like somewhere between shiny chrome steel and just utterly corroded metal. It looks like I said, like this thing is rusting. And you see tons of statues surrounding the entrance to this particular lair, which you presume where Clovis is likely hidden from the information that you have been gathered. And you do see several other creatures wandering the grounds, but they don't seem to be following any particular path and or have any real intelligence behind their movements. But you also can't make that assumption to be 100% sure.
Okay. Let me check my skill set here.
So out of character, super paranoid about gorgons, because neither Skyblaze nor I will have any ability if someone gets petrified to unpetrify somebody.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. I'm trying to think.
What do?
All right. Well, I'm gonna pass this, the spyglass to the girls and have them take a look and see if they have any insight into how we can get past this thing. Because I don't think I could make I have a +4 history, but I don't know if Gorgon studies is something that would have been covered in my officers' academy days.
I mean, maybe.
Can I make a check?
You can try.
The spyglass and sort of look around and see
roll.
if I can identify what the other creatures are.
16.
Okay, so thinking back on your days in Officers Training Academy, you do recall taking a few classes on monsters, and the Gorgon, from what you can recall, the chapter wasn't covered extensively, but looking at the creature, the fact that it appears rusted would indicate that it's probably sick, or at least not at full strength given its current state. It's sleeping, so that's not unusual, but the fact that it is fairly rusty and not moving around a whole lot would suggest some kind of sickness or illness to it. The other creatures Their movements suggest they might be similar to the creature you fought out in the forest.
Oh, great! An
Um,
army of Captain Howdies.
So, you surmise it probably wouldn't be a smart idea to engage these things, as you don't know truly how intelligent they are. You just know that they're very vicious fighters. Other than that, you do know that the Gorgon does indeed have a petrifying breath weapon. And looking further, you do take a closer examination at the statues. And for that level of detail to be captured, that artist would have to be tremendously twisted or remarkably skilled. So you're guessing those statues are likely victims who have come too close to the lair.
Okay, I'm gonna call Alisaria's attention to the Gorgon and ask, does that look a little sickly to you, or is that just me?
Is there anything I can roll to? I mean, I've got some animal handling. I don't know if that would be covered.
I've got medicine.
Medicine Arcana, maybe?
You could try. I mean,
nature.
What exactly would you like? Like, what information are you trying to glean?
What I really want to know is how it spots its prey. Is
Okay.
it by scent? Is it by sight? Because if it's by sight and we can stay out of its line of sight, we can probably avoid.
Okay, roll it. Let's see what you get.
Okay.
What kind of a check would that be? Like a nature check?
Yeah, I'll say nature.
Okay. 14.
Okay, so you don't know anything specifically about Gorgons, whether they have any weird supernatural or paranatural abilities. However, that being said, it's just a creature like you or I. It does have a sense of sight and smell. So you're guessing it probably relies on both of those senses, which means in your approximation, both those senses can be fooled. Now, due to the weather conditions that are happening right now, as you are sitting on top of this hill looking down at this Gorgon, the rain is starting to pick up quite a bit.
That'll help put a hide scent.
So the Gorgon probably
And
won't be
match
able
the
to
sound of
smell-
our armor.
So he probably won't be able to see you and smell you as easily. If you make any sudden or loud clanging movements, that may change, but you are given a nice bit of advantage given the current situation, as the clouds overhead do seem to be pretty much unleashing hell.
Nice.
Cool. So, is there a view of the entrance to the thing?
Yes, you can clearly see there is a big set of heavy set iron doors, and the Gorgon is sleeping in front of it.
That's annoying.
Like directly in front of it, or is he off to the side?
Pretty much directly in front of it, but there's probably about 20-30 feet in front of behind him, in which you could in theory get in behind him if you were to sneak around.
Okay. Is there a path I can see that we can use to do that?
There are stairs pretty much right in front of you that lead down towards a walkway which would lead directly in front of him. And there are several pathways that lead on the left and right of either side to lead up towards the door as well, but they're more decorative garden paths, if anything, but there is one central way there. So you do have 3 routes available to you.
I would say taking that central path is absolute fucking suicide.
I'd be inclined to agree.
Agreed.
Yeah, so taking one of those ornamental paths and staying out of line of sight, taking our time, doing this carefully. I don't think there's much we can do to avoid making noise if we open the iron doors, but by that point, hopefully we can get them open, get inside before it decides to attack.
Okay. Mike, quick question about the weather. Is it also thundering, or is it just raining?
It's just raining fairly heavily.
Okay, but there's no like heavy wind or lightning?
There is wind. I would call this akin to a tropical storm, but it's just mostly wind and rain. You haven't heard lightning yet, you haven't heard thunder yet.
Okay, well, heavy rain and wind, that might give us a bit of cover for the clanking of our armor. So as long as we don't go sprinting, we might be able to sneak by unheard as well. Lenore, what do you think? Any insights or ideas?
I'm wondering if we should make a distraction of some kind. If there's something that we can do to draw creatures away from where we want to be.
What do they eat? Because if we put some tasty noms at the top of the steps.
And well, the question then is would the Gorgon be able to detect it? I imagine the rain is probably dampening its sense of smell. And I really don't want to have to shout "Soup's on" to a fucking Gorgon and wind up alerting everything.
I was trying to think if there was some sort of noise that we could make from far away. I don't have that spell.
Yeah. Maybe we could appeal to the druids, see if they might be able to lend us an assist in drawing some of these creatures away. I don't know. Can someone make a nature check? See if maybe there's another animal, another rabbit following us that we might be able to use as a messenger.
Yeah, can we do a perception check real quick to see if there's just a very convenient rabbit?
Unfortunately, as you decide to look around the landscape, you don't notice any creatures, great or small, that happen to be perceiving your situation.
Okay.
So unfortunately, no, there is no rabbit friend to help you today.
We are on our own.
Like the whole thing has to be done by this specific set of adventurers.
All right. Well, does anyone know what these things eat? I've got a +2 to nature, so I don't think I'd be able to make anything. Either you guys got anything?
I've only got a +1 to nature.
I have a +3 to nature. Make a nature roll.
Well, couldn't hurt to try.
Alright. 13?
Well, they're omnivores. They enjoy both vegetation and fresh meat whenever they can get it, but they're not particularly picky eaters. They don't like to eat dead things, though.
I will relay that information to my compatriots.
And we have all we have is dead meat and rations. All right. I have an idea, but I don't know if it'll work given the rain, and I also don't know if it'll piss off the druids. But if we went a little deeper into the woods away from the temple, started a small forest fire, and then doubled back here.
Because that'll make the druids happy. Also, really easy in the pouring rain.
Question: which is there like wind? Is there a lot of wind coming in from a specific direction? I don't know if you answered this already, and I just can't remember.
No. The wind mostly seems to be traveling from west to east, so pretty consistently. Like, okay. It will occasionally strongly gust.
So, but it's just kind of going all over the place.
Yeah, it's just kind of going all over the place. Although, the longer you guys sit up there, the more intense it seems to get. The sky gets progressively darker, and given the time that you left this morning with Thera and trekked your way through the woods and across the fields, it can't be any later than maybe 2 or 3 in the afternoon. It seems like it's getting close to evening by now. That's how dark the skies have gotten.
We had a long rest.
Got a possible idea.
All right.
You say create a distraction for this thing.
Yeah.
I've got a minor illusion spell, which can create sound.
And that's what I'm talking about.
All right. What's your how far is your effective area of control for it? Like, could you create, say, a phantasm on the other side of the field, have it make noise, and then run off into the forest?
30 feet, I can either create an image or a sound. I can't do both.
Okay.
But
Well,
so I think a noise just out of its range of vision, something that it will be inclined to investigate is probably our best option. But what do you guys think?
If you could make something that sounded like an animal or something that it would be more alerted to, like a predator or prey.
Or an intruder. Make a phantasm of someone on the other side of the hill shouting "Ollie Ollie oxen free."
I can try it.
All right. Well, it's as good an idea as any.
I'd like to remind you, you are about probably, if I had to give an approximate distance, about 200 to 300 feet from this thing.
Yeah. So then the problem becomes sneaking up close enough to use it.
Right.
And you do have other creatures on patrol. Mind you, you haven't seen the two that were wandering around in a couple of minutes.
Okay, so taking that, I'm gonna roll a perception check to quickly scan around our immediate surroundings to see if we might be getting snuck up on.
All right, roll it.
All right, 18.
You don't see the one that was on the left. The one that was on the right is coming up the hill towards you, but it doesn't appear to be paying attention in your particular direction. It just seems to be wandering towards you, but no intent. So,
okay, but
if anything, it hasn't seen you.
Okay, which means we should probably move to another spot before we're spotted.
Oh, we should maybe lay low until it's gone and then move.
Well, it's moving right towards us. So
yes, it will be on top of you in a few moments.
Yeah, if we lay low.
Are we hidden by anything? Are there any
No.
trees or bushes? Great.
You are pretty much laying prone on top of the hill. People would have to strain to see you, but this thing is coming up the hill. It will notice you.
Okay.
All right. So how
what
far
do we
away?
have nearby that we could hide in? Are there any
No.
trees or bushes? Anything nearby?
Looking around, there are some stone pillars and some what looks like partially destroyed buildings near you, but you would be sprinting out into the open.
So how far away are we from the forest edge?
Probably about 300 feet.
And how far away are the stone pillars at all?
About 60.
60 is better than 300.
Yep.
Does the heading towards the stone pillars bring us closer to? Are they like further behind us or off to the side in one direction or the other versus our target?
They are further away from the doors, so you would be going off to the side.
Well, it's better than moving directly down that central path. So, all right, let's put it to the vote real quick. Who votes we hide behind the pillars?
I think that's probably our best option at the
Let's
moment.
get some
I
cover.
don't see a better one.
Let's get some cover.
Yep. All right, then it's unanimous. So let's move as quietly as we can towards
Okay.
those pillars.
Everybody roll me a stealth check.
And I believe
You are all
of us
rolling with advantage.
disadvantage.
No advantage because you are being hidden by the rain and the wind.
But,
Oh, nice.
So-
I and at least Billy wear heavy armor, which puts us at disadvantage.
We're all
Yes.
wearing heavy armor, but the GM is giving us advantage. Don't question it.
I'm getting to that. Now, he gets disadvantage to notice you. Your movement, however, kind of cancels out the bonus I was going to give you. So, unless Alisaria is not wearing heavy armor, she does get advantage on this sneak.
I do. Yeah, I am wearing heavy armor.
Is anybody not wearing heavy?
Nope.
We're all tanky. We all are wearing heavy armor.
Okay, so no advantage for you guys, but the creature does get disadvantage for him to notice.
Okay.
So
Okay.
he's going to roll first. Okay, roll.
All right, and we're just flat rolling some stealth.
Nice, thank you, guys.
That dice is going away.
All right. So mine, 15.
Lenore.
17 for me.
2.
Okay, so as you start trying to stealthily move towards the stone pillars off to your left, Lenore slips on a wet piece of stonework and crashes to the ground. The creature's head immediately snaps to its left and aggressively starts making its way towards it. You can choose to leave her there,
Yeah,
but
run.
you two would very easily get away.
Sorry. Sorry. I am.
She's got the twig of resurrection, so we really can't.
I don't think I have it. So, in what time I have before this thing gets to me, I'm gonna get up from prone.
Okay.
And, get out my mace. Because this thing's about to be on me, and I want to be in melee.
All right.
I'm gonna get out my mace.
All right, so Marcus and Alisari, you guys hide behind the pillars, correct?
Just go.
Okay, so you guys get behind the pillars. You see the same type of creature approach Lenore. Lenore scrambles to her feet, fairly steady, even despite the wet stone and other conditions. And this creature approaches with like this rotting armor. Half of its face is like just slothing off in huge chunks. It even looks more disgusting. It's holding this wickedly curved sword. It just kind of looks at Lenore, looks her up and down, just kind of grins for a second, and you are in combat.
Sweet! Oh, we'll roll initiative. Actually, we should probably all roll initiative in case you guys want to come help me. But really, stand off to the side, because this is what I deserve after not jumping in to help Marcus.
Alright, well, I rolled a 10.
Fuck me. Okay. That dice is also coming.
My dice are being really nice to me today for a change.
Very, very
naughty
dice.
I've rolled an 18.
I rolled a 5.
Okay, so Alisaria can go first, should she choose to act. Then what was your roll, Marcus?
10.
Okay, so then it would go Marcus. What was your roll, Lenore?
5.
Okay, and then the creature would go.
Oh wait, the creature rolled lower than me?
No, it rolled a 7.
Oh,
so
okay.
it goes before you, but third in the combat order.
Okay.
Alright. So Skyblades, it's your go if you want to take it.
I will turn the unholy. As an action, you can sense your fiends on the undead. Each fiend or undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw. On failure, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage.
Okay, so I have to rolling my wisdom. So just very quickly remind me, I have to roll over my wisdom.
You have to roll. Yeah.
Okay. And I do. I succeed. So the creature kind of winces for just half a second, and then it starts proceeding towards Lenore. Now with almost more murderous intent, because it's like something else is out here. It doesn't know where, but it knows.
It's angry.
Okay. So, Marcus, what would you like to do?
Okay, alright. Taking a moment to gauge the situation. How far away am I from this thing?
About 60 feet.
60 feet. Okay, not enough time for me to get into melee range. Let me see here now.
Do you have any ranged weapons on you?
I do. I have a crossbow, and as I recall, it was loaded because I was about to kill that rabbit, and I don't recall ever unloading it. So,
but you would be at disadvantage due to the rain.
Mm-hmm.
So you are taking a risk, but you can shoot.
If you rolled a natural 1, chances are you've hit me.
Yes, that is a possibility. Only if you hit a 1 will I allow that. I won't be that much of a dick.
Yeah, this is what in the role-playing club at the university we refer to as a the gas is flammable situation.
Okay, I'm gonna try and make a shot to it to distract it, buy Lenore some time to maybe make a break for it and get away. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the shot. So let's see here now. So that's +5 hit. So what am I rolling against on that?
You're rolling 2 d20s, and I want the lowest one.
Okay, but I'm not. Am I rolling against any particular stat or?
I'm not telling you.
You're rolling to hit.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're rolling the hit.
All right. Well. Okay. Well, the good news is the first roll was a nat 20, so
Woo!
I'm not limited to less than 5 or whatever.
Okay.
Rolling again.
Yep.
17. Wow, this dice is being really good to me
Nice.
today.
Nice.
That is a hit. So your crossbow bolt strikes true, hitting this thing in the armor. It hits it right in the chest, and it kind of goes back and goes. Ugh. Deal damage.
So it's 1d8 plus 3. So which one's
So
the
double
d8?
whatever you roll on the d8 and then add the 3.
Well, it's 1d8, so wouldn't it be so
You double your. Oh no, that's right. Sorry, I was hearing your natural 20.
Yeah.
Never mind. Sorry. Ignore
All right.
me.
All right, so 7 plus 3, that's 10.
Okay, so you hit this thing for 10 damage. However, it doesn't seem like it took as much as it probably should have, as it looks down at the bolt, snaps it off, and keeps walking towards Lenore.
Okay, real quick, how muddy is the ground that Lenore is standing on?
No, she's standing on wet stonework, so her footing is steady, providing she doesn't move around a whole lot, but she's on stone.
Oh, I was asking more about, because if you recall, when I fought one of these things, I managed to get past it by knocking it into the mud, and it wound up basically sinking into the soup.
Yeah, no, you do not have that particular situational modifier here.
Damn.
That's not to say you could knock this thing over, like, on its ass. So if you body check this thing, hockey, use the good old hockey term, if you might.
Channel your inner Michael Vick.
Exactly. Football tackle it.
You said words then. I'm sure they meant something to somebody.
Okay.
Well,
so
it's the creature's turn.
It is the creature's turn, so it is going to attack Lenore with its wicked longsword. And it gets 2 attacks. Its first attack misses. Its second attack also misses.
Yes, thank God.
The second attack, though, felt weird. You felt something kind of wash away. You felt like kind of like this nauseating feeling, but it passes very quickly. But it felt like someone crammed something foul smelling in under your nose. You almost want to puke, but you don't.
I'm not puking in my mask again.
So, Lenore, it is now your go.
Okay, this mother is in at this point, since it's hitting me with a thing, so I'm gonna attack it with my radiant mace. Please stop fucking me, dice. What did I just say? Stop fucking me, dice. I miss. Well, I mean, unless let's see, an 8 hits, I doubt it.
It does not. You whack this thing right across its face. It just kind of turns its head as your blow harmlessly glances off of it. And it laughs at you.
Well, my shield's up and everything.
Top of the combat order. Marcus, that's
me
you.
again.
No, that's
Oh, no.
That's,
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Here we go. What are you going to do?
Okay.
Can you turn the unholy again, or will that use a spell slot?
I don't think so, because I think it's just an action.
Yeah, I think it's just a natural ability. So, If I'm wrong, I'm sure somebody will tell us in the comments.
Yeah, it doesn't say it uses a saving slot. It just says it uses an action, a full round action. So yeah, I'm going to try it again.
Okay, go for it.
Begone, foul creature!
Okay, rolling a wisdom save. And it stops for half a second, like it pauses, and then continues moving forward.
If this thing turns out to be something you've made up to just be a game breaker, I'm gonna be pissed.
Nope, it is totally in the monster manual.
Is this a CR appropriate monster?
Yes, actually.
No.
All right. Okay. Shit. Let's see here now. Okay. All right. Can I make another attack with my crossbow, or do I need to take an action to reload it first?
As far as I'm concerned, you can do that. You can reload your crossbow and fire again. I think you can anyhow.
I think it's like a bonus action to reload.
Yeah, I think so. So either way, you only get to do that. You can reload and shoot, and that's it.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna reload and shoot. Can I make an aimed shot?
Yes, but you're at disadvantage doing that, I think, due to conditions. Plus, you are taking more time, so everything gets canceled out.
All right. So I'm going to I'm gonna try and aim at its face.
Okay.
See if maybe I can at least knock it for a loo. All right. So I'm rolling at disadvantage.
Yep. So roll 2d20 again and give me the lowest result.
All right. Well, the first one's a 17, so that's encouraging. Second one is also a 17.
It hits.
All right. So now damage, that's 1d8 plus 3. 5, so 8.
Okay. So you hit this thing, smacking it, taking it right in the eye. It basically pops the eyeball, but the creature just keeps moving forward.
Motherfucker!
Right.
You're wondering, why aren't you doing as much damage as you think you should? It's almost like it's resistant to this particular type of damage.
Resistant
Like-
to piercing damage.
Like, it's tougher than it should be.
Oh god, it's got damage resistance. Assuming that's still a thing in 5th ed. Certainly
It
wasn't
is.
3.5. Oh god!
So if it's resistant to piercing damage, maybe a bludgeoning will do. So
I've also remembered something else that was a thing in 3.5. If a lich or another greater undead was nearby, they could grant resistance to burning, which raises a bunch of nasty possibilities.
Well, let's not metagame too hard on it.
Yes, I just have a concern now. Even more of a concern.
It's probably just resistant to everything we have.
All right, so it's going to roll to attack Lenore. It raises its long sword again. This one's going to take a huge downward strike at you.
Cool. Shields up.
I'm guessing an 8 misses.
Yep.
So this thing hits the ground beside you. Again, you feel that wave of sickness kind of wash over you. Does a 15 hit?
Does not hit.
So once again, you just feel this gross feeling coming out, almost as if someone's trying to... It's almost as if all happiness and joy left the world for just half a split second.
Oh, is this thing a bloody dementor?
Oh, God.
All right, Lenore, your go.
Okay, I'm gonna do a thing. I am gonna cast Protection from Evil and Good on myself. And then I'm gonna run right towards Marcus so that he can get a better weapon on it.
I'm sorry. I picture you running away like fucking Ned Flanders.
So I touch the holy symbol that is on my mask, and I cast protection from evil and good, which means that I am protected from aberrations, celestials, elementals, fays, fiends, and undead. And so anything that is any of those that tries to attack me has disadvantage. And I also cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed.
Okay.
And I will use this time to run towards Marcus.
Okay, so you cast the spell, a bright flash of holy light illuminates the area for just half a second, and the creature starts backing away from you as you start sprinting towards Marcus and Alisaria.
Yep.
Okay. All right. That bright flash. I'm worried that might alert the other creatures.
Everything we do is going to alert the other creatures. We are
Having a
officially
fight
in
is not
combat.
exactly quiet.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Quick
So
out of character.
I've got 30 feet of movement, so that'll get me halfway towards that.
Okay.
No. Yeah. Sorry. Yep.
Right.
30 feet of movement.
Quick out of character sidebar. Do you girls have any idea what this thing might be or anything that we might be able to use against it? Because for some reason, just whacking it doesn't seem to be working.
No, it probably has resistances to like bludgeoning, piercing from non-magical. So it probably requires a magical item.
Well,
to hit
you'll
against.
recall that when I fought it, Alisaria gave my weapon a temporary enchantment, and that didn't seem to do much of anything. So I'm thinking now. Correct me if I'm wrong. Resistance means resistant to specific types of damage, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we've tried slashing, we've tried piercing, but the only thing that we haven't tried is bludgeoning.
I mean, if I could hit it with my mace, I could try blood damage with a magical weapon, but my rolls have been real bad, so I'm bringing it to you guys, but it probably is not resistant to, like, holy magic.
All right,
There is
well,
something I'd like to mention here as your game master, out of character. Just because it's resistant to something doesn't mean it doesn't have a subset of a subset. Basically, it could be only resistant to something very, very specific. So just because it's resistant to bludgeoning and piercing doesn't mean magical weapons won't do anything. As you mentioned, you did use a buffed weapon against it and it still didn't do much. You may have had only one half of that component to actually truly damage it.
Okay, so all right, here I've got a plan in my head, something I want to try. All right, so Kat, when you reach us, so that we can give you proper support in case this thing goes pear-shaped, I want you to hand your mace to Alisaria. Alisaria, you give it a holy buff, and then you try whacking this thing with the buffed mace and see what that does.
My mace is already buffed.
Oh well, then okay, skip a step. Just get over here so we can support you if this goes wrong.
It's already a magical weapon. I just need to actually be able to roll above a 4.
Can Alisaria give it an additional buff?
No.
They don't
As far
stack.
as I understand.
No, they're
Yeah.
basically the same thing, so they don't stack.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
all
also,
right.
that would be a level of metagaming that I don't think our DM would appreciate.
Yeah, no, please don't.
Yeah, you can't really like plan, like we can plan something, but our characters would not be able to plan this because I'm 30 feet away.
Okay, next question. If I were to smack somebody with the flat of my sword instead of the edge of the blade, would that be bludgeoning damage?
Technically, yes.
Okay.
I would allow it.
But it probably wouldn't, I would guess, give you the same damage roll as your weapon does.
I would say it would have it, but it still would count.
Well, it's better than nothing. So, just for shits and grins, Alisaria, you enchant my sword, and then I'll try that in concert with Kat and see if we can't bring this thing down.
All right.
All right. So then, as I recall, it's actually your turn in the pecking order.
Okay, then.
Oh.
Child Divinity, Sacred Weapon.
Okay, you cast Sacred Weapon. Marcus's sword glows with a golden sheen for just a second or two, and you can feel the power imbued through the weapon.
Okay.
That'll get you +1 to attack rolls as well.
Okay. I'm going to. Is there like a pause for breath action that I can take, where I can hold off my action for a round?
You can delay your action. Yes.
Yeah. not that-
Okay, then I'll delay my action.
Okay, so the creature is going to attack Lenore.
I'm assuming that it was running after me and caught up.
Yeah, it's it's moving pretty quick. Its first attack with its sword misses because it is trying to run after you. Its second attack is going to try slashing at you again.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
I'm assuming it's undead.
Yep, and it totally hits nothing but air.
Yes. Woo. Okay.
So the creature is now in between the three of you. So you've got it surrounded, more or less.
Cool. Since it is now my turn, and I've got us closer to everybody, I am gonna. I hate using my spells, knowing we're gonna have to go into something else, but I'm gonna hit it with a guiding bolt.
Well, try the mace first.
Fine. I was trying to get out of its combat reach, but okay. Yeah. I will attempt to hit it with the mace instead of, I don't know, giving somebody else advantage on a hit. Okay. Yeah, let me try you. Which dice will not betray me? Let me try hitting it with my mace. No. Why are you like this? Does a 12 hit?
Nope.
No. See, well, I mean, I rolled higher. That's technically higher, but I still haven't rolled above a 10.
Well, she is doing better. We got to give her credit for that.
And I'm going to use the rest of my movement to just bolt towards Marcus.
All right.
To lure that thing. I'm luring it closer to Marcus so that he can get a whack on it.
So
Okay.
as you guys are exchanging the sounds of battle, you do hear some heavy footsteps.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, this is the element of surprise, you guys. We surprised ourselves by doing bad.
All right. Okay,
By
so
we,
then,
I mean me.
Alisari, it's your turn.
Channel Divinity on my own weapon and wait until it gets into range to hit it.
All right. So the creature continues moving, and it's basically in range of everybody now.
Okay. So then Alisari just went, so it's my turn. Is Cat within arm's reach of me?
Yes.
Okay.
I literally was like dashing behind you so I could get behind you.
Okay. Uttering a hurried apology, I'm going to take her mace in one hand, my sword in the other, and I'm going to make a swipe with the mace first. So,
Okay.
what do I need to hit for that?
You are rolling 2 attacks in one round, and I'm unclear of how this works. I haven't done multi-attacks.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to make one regular attack, and then I'm going to use my action surge to make a second attack.
Gotcha.
Okay. If that's how it works, then
Yeah, it's
already on.
Okay. So
Both
first
rolls are at disadvantage, though.
at disadvantage.
Yeah, it's raining like shit. It's
Why
All right.
are they at disadvantage if these in melee range, though?
Oh,
I can
right.
understand being in
Okay, sorry.
All right. So, all right. First attack with the mace,
All right, go for it.
18. And Cat, what do I have to roll to hit for damage?
For the radiant mace, it's because in my hands it's a 1d6. It's a +1, so it's like 1d6 +1.
All right,
But I don't
1d6
know because it's a strength-based weapon, so it should be like your strength modifier
So my strength is +3 modifier, so that's 1d6
Okay.
+3.
plus
Yep, so hit
another
it.
1 for it being a +1 weapon, so 1d6 +4.
And I rolled a 6, so that's an even 10.
Okay, so you crank this thing right in the chest. You deal damage against it. You feel its armor give a little bit under the strength of your attack. Not as much as you would expect, but you've definitely heard it.
Okay. And then I'm going to channel my inner Ken Griffey Jr. and do a baseball swing with the flat of my sword blade, trying to go right across the head, right across the face.
Okay,
So rolling, that's a 16.
that's a hit.
Okay, and that's 1d8 +3 +1 for the enchantment. Am I correct, Skyblaze?
Yep.
Okay, so that's 1d8 +4. So 4 + 4, that's 8.
So you're hitting it with the flat of your blade?
Yep.
Okay, so your damage is now halved from that. You hit this thing across the face, it doesn't seem phased at all. It's more annoyed at you now. As it just kind of looks at you as if to kind of cock its head and say, really? Top of the batting order. Or sorry, no, next it would be its go. So now that you've just hit it in the face and it's annoyed at you, it's going to turn its attention towards you. It just kind of looks at you as you smack it across the face. It grins now. You can see half of its teeth are missing, so you can see what's left of it. And it rolls. Its first attack with its long sword misses you. It tries to spear you, and it misses totally. The second attack is a 19, and that hits. So it deals, just give me a sec here. Well, wow, I've never seen that happen before. It deals 6 necrotic damage. Roll me a Constitution check, DC 13.
Okay, what does that mean?
Roll me a 13.
13 and higher, or 13 or over or lower?
Over.
Or
whatever your Constitution is.
All right. Well, my Constitution is 14 with a +2 modifier, so that would be 16, wouldn't it?
No. So you roll a d20 and add. Is it a saving throw, Mike?
Yes.
So add your Constitution saving throw. And then to a d20. So roll.
All right. So then rolling whatever +2, and as long as I get over 13, I'm good.
Yes.
All right. Oof, 12. So +2, that's 14.
You barely make it. You feel unbelievably sick for just enough time to throw you off balance, but you got a feeling you dodged something kind of nasty.
Okay.
All right. So this now goes to Lenore.
Woo! Has anything else entered our vision?
You do see the Gorgon coming up the hill slowly. It's investigating the sounds of the noise. It doesn't appear aggressive yet.
Okay.
It's kind of lumbering at you like a sleepy hippo.
Okay, cool. All right. I am going to guiding bolt this creature that is attacking us.
Okay.
Okay. I need a dice that's gonna roll high. God, why are my dice?
My dice are pretty hot right now. Would you like me to roll in your stead?
Yes. Okay.
Just port key those over.
Okay. Fucking finally, I rolled above a 10. Great. Does a 20 hit?
Absolutely.
Oh!
Thank God. It was not a natural 20 though. Okay.
Oh.
So, let's see. I'm gonna roll. This is radiant damage. What is this? Yes, radiant damage. 4d6 radiant damage. One of my dice fell. Okay. That is 11, 12, 13 radiant damage.
Okay.
And the next attack on the item has advantage.
Okay, just give me a sec here. I have to look something up. So. God damn it. You said it was 13, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
It laughs at us.
Okay, so the bolt hits this thing, crackle of energy explodes around it. Again, it doesn't deal as much damage as it should, but you do see it starting to weaken. It's starting to look a little bit worse for wear. Its armor is starting to slough off around certain areas of it.
What areas?
Its shoulders and part of its greaves, but it's still standing pretty strong.
Really? It has resistance to radiant damage. That's unbelievable. Okay. Yikes.
All right. Skyblaze, your turn.
And you have advantage on whatever your attack.
Okay, I'm going to hit it with my sword, trying to go for the areas where it's not covered in armor.
Okay. Roll it.
That would be 17.
It's a hit.
3. $11.
All right, so you hit this thing for 11 damage, and as you stab your sword into it, that's right, sword?
Yep. Great sword.
All right, so you stab this thing right to the gut. It pierces its armor, goes right through this thing. You impale it. You pull out your blade. It's covered in what would be considered what's left of its guts, and it just looks down at you.
Oh, go down, mother.
The Gorgon is now getting closer. It has now noticed combat. It cocks its head, looks at the four of you, starts plants its one foot, starts you know that thing that bulls do
Pouring
whenever they're about to charge? Yep, starts doing that.
Oh, balls.
What's going to happen next? Find out next hour.
No.
As we continue this perilous fight here on Fools Who Ride. What will happen to Alisaria, Lenore, and Marcus? Well, they wanted the Gorgon's attention. Well, they got it.
Yay.
We're going to see what happens to them next. So
We got about 150 pounds of hell fuck no bearing down on us.
So it'll be a good time. I'm certainly had by somebody here. So anyway, for this episode of Fools Who Ride the Dreamstone, we have been
Dr. Gonzo.
The cat.
And Skyblade.
I've been your game master and storyteller, Mike the Birdman Dodd, saying we'll see you next week, or whenever this airs, and hopefully next time we'll roll above a 5.